Hello and welcome to GT Report. We're in Oulton Park for the British GT test day. We'll have a little wander around, see what's going on and see who's about. So yeah, coming up. Hello, so here we are, we're in the paddock. It's lunchtime, it's wet as anything. It's been pretty interesting session this morning. There's quite a few cars here today, so about 11 teams testing, so we'll have a quick wander around and see who we can find. First up is Enduro Motorsport, who took the opportunity to reveal their 2022 livery design, which includes sponsorship by OnlyFans, which certainly caused some comments when the pictures broke across social media. You can't deny that it is a striking design, and in the hands of Marcus Clutton and Morgan Tilbrook, it may well be challenging the frontrunners this year. Especially so as the pair will be coming into the season having taken an overall victory in the final race of 2021, so you can be sure that they'll be full of confidence for this year. Up next is Balf Motorsport, who have only gone and bagged themselves a brand new Audi R8 LMS Evo 2. As the name implies, this is the second evolution of the Audi R8, and so far there are very few of these actually out in the wild. There is some suggestion that this car is one of only 3 out on track at the moment. That number will of course increase, but Audi has never been well represented in the British GT Championship. The last time we saw a full season entry in GT3 was with United Autosports between 2010 and 2012. While Stella Motorsport have been pretty successful with their GT4 Audi, they never managed to get the same kind of interest in their GT3. So I'm really hoping that Balf have a good season with this car, and it maybe encourages a few more Audis into the series. Certainly with Adam Carroll driving alongside Sean Balf, there is no reason why they shouldn't be challenging at the head of the field. Next door to Balf were Seto Motorsport, who look like they've acquired a former Team Parker Racing Bentley. Quite possibly the same one that Scott Morvan and Nick Jones campaigned in 2020. Whichever one it is, Mark Sansom and Will Tregurfer will be racing it this year. Will is taken over from Andy Merrick, who was originally announced with the team but has since had to pull out due to too many clashing commitments. Whilst losing a driver of Merrick's quality isn't great, it is good news for a young driver like Will Tregurfer, who could take the opportunity to really establish himself in the championship. That's assuming, of course, that when he gets the car, the suspension is still in one piece. Another new team to the championship is 76 Motorsport, who have themselves a Mclaren 720S GT3 and the very capable Mia Fleur and Ewan Hankey at the wheel. Mia was busy putting the laps in at Oulton Park and did admit to struggling a little in the wet conditions, but I'm pretty sure she'll get to grips with the car, having won the GT4 Pro-Am title in 2020. The team is new, but there are some pretty experienced people involved, with former GT racer Jodie Firth managing the team. Returning to the championship after a year away are 2C's Motorsport, who have swapped the McLarens they successfully contested in their debut season for a Mercedes AMG GT3. This car did have a brief outing in 2021 when it comfortably won the Silverstone 500 with Hunter Abbott and Martin Kodrich on driving duties. For 2022, classic racer James Cottingham switches from Ram Racing, with whom he only entered a couple of races in 2021, and teams up with Lewis Williamson for a full season effort with the Bahraini team. Next door to 2Cs are fan favourites Team Abbott and their Mercedes AMG GT3, who once again look like they'll be competing in both the British GT and the GT Cup Championship. Having taken the debut victory in 2021, Sam and Richard Neary will be looking for more wins and certainly shouldn't be discounted. Richard has proven himself to be one of the quickest down drivers in the field, while Sam has no qualms mixing it with some of the best drivers in the world. Another new entrant to the championship is Redline Racing, who bring a Lamborghini Huracan to the party, with Alex Malikin and James Dorlin doing the driving. James Dorlin is returning to the championship after a season with Tolman Motorsport in 2019, where he finished 6th in the GT4 Championship, taking 1 win and 3 podiums, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on with the GT3 this year. Barwell Motorsport were out doing some laps in their Lamborghini Huracan, although interestingly it was Sandy Mitchell putting in the miles, whilst Adam Ballum, whilst attending, didn't appear on the timing sheets. Sadly, Barwell only had one of their cars running, the second likely succumbing to global events, meaning reigning British G champions Leo Machitsky and Dennis Lind are unlikely to now be defending their 2021 championship. That was all the GT3 runners appearing on track, and with only 8 cars currently confirmed for the GT4 Championship, the turnout there was significantly less, with just 2 of the 8 confirmed entries out testing. Team Brit were busy with their Mclaren 570S GT4, preparing for their debut in the championship. The team has been around for a few years, starting life as an opportunity for injured British Army veterans to go racing. Today they are the UK's leading motorsport programme for drivers with physical and psychological disabilities. Their stated aim from the start has been to compete at Le Mans, and joining the British GT Championship is seen as a major step towards that goal. Drivers Aaron Morgan and Bobby Trundley will be sharing driving duties in the specially adapted car for wheelchair-bound Morgan. Back at Assetto Motorsport, and their Ginetta didn't do as many laps as maybe they wanted. But the interesting thing with this is the drivers. We have Freddie Tomlinson and Joe Wheeler. Freddie is the son of Ginetta owner Lawrence Tomlinson, and Joe is the son of former TBR owner Peter Wheeler. Paddock Motorsport were also here running their GT4 McLaren as opposed to the Bentley they ran last year. There is still no word on their plans for 2022, so all we can do is await an official announcement. The same can be said for R Racing, who are here with an unliveried Aston Martin GT4. Again, there's been no official announcement, but we believe the drivers out on track were James Miller and Charlie Fagg. So let's see what they come up with. So yeah, that's the paddock on the British GT test day. Yeah, interesting few cars about, and it'll be interesting to see how the season pans out from there.